Picture this. March 1st, 1995. Families across India gathered around their television sets, waiting for something they'd never quite experienced before. A new show was about to premiere on Zee TV, and nobody could have predicted that it would become a cultural phenomenon that would still be talked about 3 decades later. 5 daughters, one overwhelmed father, a supportive stepmother, and perhaps the most unique character in Indian television history, a talking portrait of a deceased wife who dispensed sarcastic advice from beyond the grave. This is the story of Hum Punch, the sitcom that made an entire nation laugh together every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. But more than that, this is the story of how a teenage producer with a wild idea, operating out of a literal garage office, changed the landscape of Indian television comedy forever. Welcome to the Longing Channel. Let's dive deep into a show that became part of our collective memory, a show that launched careers, broke stereotypes, and proved that sometimes the craziest ideas create the most magical television.
The year was 1994. Indian television was dominated by mythological epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata, family dramas dripping with melodrama, and serious social issue shows. Comedy was rare, sitcoms were even rarer, and a show centered entirely around 5 daughters, that was unheard of. Into this landscape walked a 17-year-old girl named Ekta Kapoor. She had a pitch that television executives probably thought was insane. A comedy show about a middle-class father constantly being driven up the wall by his 5 wildly different daughters. Oh, and there would be a portrait on the wall of his deceased first wife, and she would talk to him. The portrait would talk from the wall while being dead. Most people would have been shown the door. But Ekta Kapoor wasn't most people. Hum Panch became Balaji Telefilm's very first production, created when the company's office was literally in a garage. Think about that for a moment. No fancy studio, no established infrastructure, just raw ambition, a garage office, and a teenage girl who believed she could make India laugh. Ekta was just 16 when the show was conceived, 19 when it premiered, and she personally supervised every rehearsal and improvisation. The show's script was written by Imtiaz Patel, who, according to lead actor Ashok Saraf, had such incredible talent that he could write one episode on a single line that he read in a newspaper. The writing was that sharp, the situations that well crafted, the characters that beautifully drawn. And Ekta? She was all in. Stories from the set paint a picture of a young producer who would jog to the sets in the morning, survive on 8 Marie biscuits during the day, and work tirelessly to bring her vision to life. She was hands-on with everything, from the actors' improvisations to the comic timing of scenes. This wasn't just a TV show to her. This was the beginning of something she believed would work. And she was right. To understand how revolutionary Hum Panch was, you have to understand what Indian television looked like in 1995. The small screen was serious business. Dramas were heavy. Women were usually shown in traditional roles. Family patriarchs ruled their households with iron fists. Comedy, when it existed, was often slapstick or relegated to side characters. Hum Panch walked onto this stage and flipped the script entirely. First, it put women at the absolute center of the story. Not one heroine, 5 completely different female characters, each with her own personality, dreams, struggles, and agency. Meenakshi, the eldest, was a fierce feminist who used her trusty rolling pin to fight for women's rights. Radhika, the bookworm, valued education and intelligence above everything. Sweetie, the beauty-obsessed drama queen, lived for fashion and romance. Kajal, whom everyone called Kajal Bhai, was the tomboy who hung out with goons, wore men's clothes, and even made her father nervous. And Choti, the youngest, was the household gossip monger who always had the latest rumors.
Second, it made the father figure the comedic character. Anand Mathur wasn't a stern, authoritarian patriarch who controlled everything with an iron fist. He was constantly hilariously outsmarted by his daughters. He was the one running around trying to maintain control while his daughters cheerfully created chaos. The power dynamic was flipped and it was refreshing. Third, there was that talking portrait. Anand's late wife spoke to him through her photograph hanging on the wall, offering sarcastic commentary and advice. This was surreal, this was absurd, this was absolutely brilliant. The portrait became a character in its own right, a Greek chorus commenting on the family's chaos with sharp wit and even sharper observations. And fourth, the show was pure situational comedy. No melodrama, no unnecessary tears, no storylines dragged out for weeks. Each episode was self-contained, 20 to 22 minutes of pure laughter. You could miss an episode and jump back in without being lost. You could watch it with your parents, your grandparents, your kids. It was family entertainment in the truest sense. The show also did something quietly revolutionary with Beena Mathur, Anand's second wife and the stepmother to the three older daughters. Initially marrying Anand with thoughts of revenge for an earlier insult, Beena ended up falling in love with all 5 daughters and became their biggest supporter. At a time when Indian television was full of evil stepmother tropes, Hum Panch gave us a stepmother who loved, supported, and even encouraged her daughter's wild schemes. It was a portrayal that broke stereotypes without making a big deal about it.
The magic of Hum Panch wasn't just in its concept or writing. It was in the people who brought these characters to life. Ashok Saraf, already a superstar in Marathi cinema, with over 200 films under his belt, took on the role of Anand Mathur. He was already referred to as Mama and Mahanayak of Marathi cinema, a comedy legend who could make audiences laugh with just a facial expression. But what made his decision remarkable was that he agreed to work with a 17-year-old first-time producer. That's how much people believed in this project. Saraf brought impeccable comic timing to the role, making Anand Mathur both hilariously helpless and deeply lovable. His Beena hollers became iconic. His exasperated expressions became memes before memes existed. Priya Tendulkar, who played the portrait of Anand's first wife, was already a powerhouse actress known for her groundbreaking role in the show Rajni and as the daughter of legendary playwright Vijay Tendulkar. Playing a character who was technically dead but very much alive was perhaps the show's most challenging role, and she brought warmth, sass, and sharp wit to every frame she appeared in. Tragically, Priya Tendulkar passed away in 2002 after battling cancer at just 48 years old. But her legacy as a fearless actress continues to inspire. Shoma Anand, who played Beena Mathur, had started her career opposite Rishi Kapoor in the film Barood. For her, Hum Panch was her first major comedy role, and she absolutely nailed it. Beena became the cool stepmother everyone wished they had, supporting their daughter's madness while somehow keeping the family together.
The daughters were brought to life by actresses who became household names. Bandna Pathak made her acting debut as Meenakshi in Hum Panch. Her portrayal of the feminist warrior with the rolling pin became iconic. Bandna would go on to become a comedy legend herself, later starring in the cult classic Khichdi as Jayashree. Now here's something interesting about Radhika. The role was originally played by Amita Nangia in the first year of the show. Amita had already made her mark in television with the show Tara. But after 1 year, there was a casting change that would alter Bollywood history. A young actress replaced Amita Nangia as Radhika, and this was her very first professional role. Her name was Vidya Balan. Ekta Kapoor personally called and offered her the role. Vidya's mother was a huge fan of the show, so she was thrilled to be part of it. And while she was brilliant as the bookish Radhika, nobody could have predicted that this teenage girl would go on to become one of Bollywood's biggest stars.
the powerhouse behind films like Parinita, The Dirty Picture, Kahani, and Tumhari Sulu. Hum Panch was where it all began. Rakhi Tandon, now known as Rakhi Vijan, brought Sweetie to life. The beauty-obsessed, drama-loving sister became a fan favorite with her theatrical antics and endless romantic schemes. Bhairavi Raichura made her acting debut as Kajal Bhai, the tomboy who made everyone nervous with her tough attitude and street-smart ways. And rounding out the family was little Priyanka Mehra as Choti, the gossip queen who always knew everyone's business. The show was primarily shot in Mumbai, and whenever they filmed on the streets, huge crowds would assemble to watch. That's how popular it became. People recognized these characters. They loved these characters. They were part of their lives.
Hum Panch didn't just succeed, it became a phenomenon. It became a shared cultural experience that transcended age groups and backgrounds. The show ran from 1995 to 1999. 4 glorious years that produced 345 episodes of pure comedy gold. The show did spectacularly well not just in India but also overseas. While exact TRP figures from that era vary, the show maintained strong ratings throughout its run. And perhaps more importantly, it created something money can't buy: cultural impact. It made ZTV a powerhouse channel for comedy. It established Balaji Telefilms as a production house that could deliver hits. And it proved that there was a massive, hungry audience for good comedy on Indian television.
But what made Hum Panch truly special wasn't just that it made people laugh. It was what the show said without making a big deal about it. In a decade when women on television were often shown as self-sacrificing, traditional, and confined to domestic roles, Hum Panch gave us 5 daughters who are unapologetically themselves. Meenakshi fought for women's rights and wasn't afraid to be loud about it. Radhika valued education and intelligence. Kajal Bhai wore men's clothes and hung out with whoever she wanted. They weren't perfect. They created chaos, they made mistakes, but they had agency. They had dreams. They had personalities that went beyond being someone's daughter or future wife. The show portrayed a father who wasn't always right. Anand Mathur was vulnerable, sometimes clueless, often outsmarted by his daughters. He wasn't an authoritarian figure dispensing wisdom from on high. He was human, flawed, trying his best to understand his daughters even when they drove him crazy. That was quietly radical for Indian television in the 90s. And then there was Beena, the stepmother who broke every stereotype. She didn't just tolerate her stepdaughters, she loved them, supported their schemes, and often took their side against Anand. The show never made a grand statement about it. It just showed a blended family that worked, that loved each other, that had each other's backs despite the chaos. The show also celebrated sisterhood in all its messy, beautiful glory. These 5 girls fought with each other. They competed, they annoyed each other, but when it mattered, they were there for each other. That complexity, showing that you can love your siblings while also wanting to strangle them sometimes, felt real. It felt like actual families.
After 6 years off the air, something happened that rarely occurred in Indian television. Hum Panch returned in 2005 for a second season, airing until 2006. The Mathur family was back. When the second season began, Anand and his family were returning from a long stay in the United States. Time had moved forward. The 2 eldest daughters, Meenakshi and Radhika, were now married. Meenakshi was married to Purush, whom she bossed around mercilessly, treating him like a servant in classic Meenakshi fashion. Radhika had married a forgetful scientist named Daljit Singh, whose inventions constantly caused chaos. The show even introduced the next generation, daughters of the daughters, bringing new characters into the Mathur household madness.
But something was different. The chemistry wasn't quite the same. Indian television had changed dramatically in those 6 years. The comedy landscape had evolved. Audiences had moved on. New shows had captured viewers' attention. And the magic that made the original run so special proved impossible to recreate. The second season lasted only a few months before going off air. According to reports from people involved with the show, the slapstick comedy format that had worked so brilliantly a decade earlier didn't have the same impact with 2005 audiences. Television had changed. Viewer expectations had shifted, and even beloved characters couldn't overcome the fundamental shift in the medium. There's something bittersweet about that. The show that had been so groundbreaking in 1995 felt dated a decade later. But perhaps that's also a testament to how much Hum Panch had influenced television comedy. The genre had evolved, in no small part because of what this show had achieved.
On March 1st, 2025, something remarkable happened. Hum Panch celebrated its 30th anniversary. Ekta Kapoor shared a throwback video of the show's opening credits with the caption, "Things I did when I was 19. Comedy came before drama. 30 years now. 3 decades. 30 years since 5 daughters and 1 overwhelmed father first appeared on ZTV. 30 years since a talking portrait made Indian television audiences do a double take. 30 years since a garage office production house launched what would become a television empire. And here's the remarkable thing. The show still works. New generations are discovering the Mathur family through streaming platforms. YouTube is full of clips that get hundreds of thousands of views. People who weren't even born when the show first aired are laughing at Anand's exasperation, Meenakshi's feminism, Sweeti's drama, Kajal Bhai's swagger, and that sarcastic portrait on the wall. That's the mark of a true classic. It doesn't just entertain a generation, it becomes timeless.
Hum Panch taught Indian television some crucial lessons. It proved that audiences were hungry for good comedy. It showed that female-led shows could dominate ratings and become cultural phenomena. It demonstrated that you didn't need melodrama or tragedy to keep viewers engaged. Just good writing, strong characters, and impeccable comic timing. The show launched careers that are still going strong today. Ashok Saraf continues to work in both Marathi and Hindi cinema, and in 2025, he received the Padma Shri, India's 4th highest civilian honor. Vidya Balan became one of Bollywood's most respected actresses. Vandana Pathak became a comedy icon through Khichdi and beyond. Bhairavi Raichura even started her own production house called 24 Frames, producing successful shows and web series. But perhaps most importantly, Hum Panch gave us something precious: memories. Memories of simpler times when the whole family gathered around one television set. Memories of laughing until your stomach hurt. Memories of characters who felt like your own quirky relatives. Memories of Tuesday evenings that belonged to the Mathur family and their beautiful chaos.
In an era before smartphones, before Netflix, before streaming changed everything, television had the power to bring entire families together. And Hum Panch was appointment television in the truest sense. You didn't want to miss it. You couldn't wait to see what chaos the daughters would create next. You looked forward to Anand's reactions, to Beena's support of her daughters, to that portrait's sarcastic commentary. The show reminds us that comedy isn't just about making people laugh. It's about reflecting life back to audiences in a way that makes them see themselves. Every family has chaos. Every parent feels overwhelmed sometimes. Every sibling relationship has its complications. Hum Panch took these universal truths and turned them into comedy gold. And it did all this while quietly pushing boundaries, while celebrating women who were unapologetically themselves, while showing a father who was vulnerable and human, while breaking stereotypes about stepmothers and blended families. The show was revolutionary without ever stopping to pat itself on the back for being revolutionary. It just told stories, created laughter, and let the characters be who they were.
Needs more shows like this that bring the whole family together.
And if you could bring back one aspect of 90s comedy shows, what would it be? If you loved this deep dive into one of Indian television's most beloved sitcoms, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with anyone who remembers watching Hum Panch with their family. And make sure to subscribe to the Longing channel and ring that bell, because we've got more nostalgic journeys coming your way, celebrating the shows, the movies, and the cultural moments that shaped us. This is the Longing channel, reminding you that sometimes the best memories are made around a television set, laughing together at 5 daughters and their wonderfully overwhelmed father. Until next time, keep those memories alive.